What's up, everybody? It's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming. We got level 12 Symbiote Surprise STORY, where we get the Carnom-Nom-Nom Trophy achievement and 1 gold brick for completing the level. Shout out to Warner Brothers for hooking us up with this amazing game. Let's go ahead and check out the next cutscene.
So this is a Nexus shard? Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. Given the unspeakable power it's imbued with.
Guess I should keep it hidden. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe Kang. Or even... Kang.
I should be heading back. I need to ensure that the rest of the defenders have kept Kingpin in check.
Can you tell She-Hulk to head away if you bump into her?
Heading for Nueva York, right?
Yes! Going to the future. How much better can today get?
See you in another time, guys.
Alright. So keep in mind that cutscene you just watched was actually the aftermath of the final totals of the previous level. So after we complete each level, we get the final totals and it shows us what's going on, and we get an option to go ahead and continue by pressing the button indicated. Once we do that, it actually plays another little cutscene and then takes us to these moments where we get to choose which team we play as, or just simply to complete a task in order to get to the next section, which is actually what we're doing right now. So we got Spider-Man and we are heading flinging webs. Look at this, we've got nowhere in sight that these webs are connecting to, but I guess I'll get over that. I know I keep bringing that up. So moving along from that, we're heading over to Nueva York. That's right, it's the new school future. Oh, Nueva. Sorry, I had the wrong suffix there. Anyhow, moving along, we'll go ahead and get to the front door, and then we find out, wait a minute, somebody's got some sort of security system here. So after a little trial and error, we figured out that we actually have to follow these little power nodes all the way down and around. And look at this, they actually go up onto this building here. And once we get up to this next level here, that's right, this is next level stuff here, boys and girls. We're actually going to find Electro 2099. So we're going to have to take him out along with a few of his cronies. Once we get his power meter depleted all the way, you'd think that'd be it, but no such luck. We actually have to go find a secondary spot where he may or may not have a power generator, and then defeat him there. And then last but not least, of course, it's Lego, so it's the rule of 3. We're going to have to make our way to a third location, which happens to be right at the front doors, conveniently enough, and we'll go ahead and take him out there and get our option to go inside and continue the story. So that's what we're going to do. We got to take him out here first, though, and as you can see, oh, look at that. That was good timing. Go ahead and simply continue to attack him and his buddies until his power meter is depleted, and then he'll take off, and then we got to follow him. Now, as it turns out, each time you defeat him, you have to make your way back to the front entrance to find out, yes, in fact, it is still bugged and you cannot get in. So we'll follow it there, and look at that. We've got that nice little cinematic moment where it says, oh, wait a minute, you got to be kidding me. Now we'll follow it again. This one is a little bit trickier, and it's a little bit more of a journey. So we'll start off by following the same path as last time, but instead of making a left right here and going up the side of the building, we're going to follow it under this road and all the way back to this really high-rise building. Don't pay any attention to this wagon and carriage up there. You see that? Some horses. We got all sorts of stuff going on thanks to this time differential here. But as you can see, we're following along. You can see them up on this back wall here in a second. Wait for them. There they are. So yeah, I kind of shortcutted some things. You obviously can follow the path all the way along the bottom, but I knew where they were going to be. And speaking of knowing where it's going to be, where are all those webs going? Yeah, I got a little too uncomfortable watching that, so I found a different way to get up the side of this building here, and I thought it'd be fun anyways to do a little crawling, so we haven't done any crawling. And look at that, we get all the way to the top of the building, and there he is. So try to focus on him, because he is really the only important factor up here. All these little cronies are just distractions, and yeah, there is definitely some moments where you don't seem to be able to attack him, but wait a minute, look at that, he's got the little Tweety birds floating around. So we'll go ahead and sneak in for the sneak attack and give him the old pow right in the kiss a couple times, which looks like we depleted his health about halfway. Now, I wasn't sure exactly what the most effective way was, so I switched, I believe, over to Miss Marvel here in a second. Maybe not, maybe not. I guess I go ahead and I keep on keeping on with Spider-Man. No, wait. I think I switch. I'm pretty sure I switched. Anyways, we got him down and out for no, we don't. I thought we did. This isn't looking good, but we finally got him. All right, so basically you just got to wait for him to, like, overload his force field and then have those little stars floating around. Once the stars are presented, you can go ahead and get up close and poisonal and give him the old pow rat and the kisser. Now, for us, oh, look at this, a little skydivage. Don't want to go all the way down there, though, so good thing we got these webs we can go ahead and fling. Now, as mentioned before, we got to make our way back to the front doors in order to see if we can get in or not. And in this particular case, we cannot, but it's because he is standing there waiting for us. So you don't have to go searching for any power nodes or anything like that this time. He just happens to be right here. So that's right, rule of 3. Third time's a charm. We'll go ahead and knock him down, and it'll actually give us the option to go ahead and advance into the building and continue our story mission. So, speaking of story missions, a couple of you have asked me, like, wait a minute, why are your levels out of the order of my levels? Like, I'm not doing the same level. Well, you guys have options to choose different characters. Now, if you guys chose a different team, that's obviously going to result in a different level. Sorry, as apparently I made a mistake already. I went from level like 9 to level 15, then back to level 10 or something like that. So I skipped ahead, and I didn't even mean to. I thought I actually gave or picked the defaulted character team, but maybe I didn't, or maybe I did, and it just goes that way. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I jumped ahead, and we'll get caught up eventually once we get to level 15, which we're getting close as we are on level 12 now. Symbiote Surprise. So this is actually a fun level, but they're all kind of the same. That you know, I definitely am enjoying all of the character backstories and all that, but it's kind of getting a little repetitive at the 12th level, and I'm hoping that some things change. I like some flying stuff, or, you know, just something different. Some running scenes, chase scenes, some scenes where we get to be bigger, larger creatures, something different. Hopefully they switch it up. All right, check this out. We actually completed one of the bosses by defeating him, which is part of the story. But we're going to go ahead and check out some more parts of the story. So what you got for us, Jonah?
New York may be the greatest city on Earth, but here in Chronopolis it's got competition with yet another New York. This other Big Apple is rotten to the core. Some future neon nightmare where the city is run by a megacorporation, Alchemax. As if it wasn't bad enough having them as neighbors, turns out they've got their own Spider-Man too. And you can bet your bottom dollar there'll be alternate versions of all those costume criminals that follow in Spider-Man's wake. The sooner the team get the fragment of the Nexus back to Doctor Strange, the safer I'll feel. Not that I'm scared, of course.
No one saw us, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, we need to keep quiet. Not alert anyone to our presence.
Got it.
Oh, it's you!
Ha! Caught up with you at last.
Whoa! Iron Fist tells me you got yourselves a Nexus shard.
Safely stowed.
Been chasing goblins since Brooklyn Bridge. Trail led me here.
What's this building for?
Genetics, cybernetics, hazardous materials, usual stuff. I should know. I'm Spider-Man.
I'm Spider-Man.
I'm Spider-Man. Just kidding. Miss Marvel. Hi.
3 little spiders sitting in a row. I suppose you want a prize? Ah, it's always nice to have visitors. Did I mention I've got a little party waiting for you? Until then, feel free to open a few of your presents early. I do hope you enjoy surprises.
Depends on who the surprise giver is, if I'm being honest. Not always into surprises, but, you know, I'm good for a surprise here and there. You know, like when you're going through a yellow light and it turns red, that's the kind of surprise I'm not fond of. When I come home from work and the wifey's got a surprise for me waiting, yeah, I'm down for those kinds. But, all right, so anyways, moving along here, as we progress around through the lower area here, we find that over on the right-hand side, we've got this glass wall with all these scientists with some of the symbiote stuff on them. which I guess is kind of taken over. It's kind of like the invasion of the body snatchers, if I do remember correctly. And as it turns out, there are these little piles of smudge on the floor that you definitely need to avoid, as they will grab you and take control of you, and you'll have to spam a button or switch characters and kick the living symbiosis out of them in order to get rid of it. So, hey, check this out. Spider-Gwen has a really cool feature where she pulls out the drums and gets like this little solo going, which I thought was just kind of cosmetic, but as it turns out, it actually busts through glass. So we'll have to put that to the test here in a little bit. And again, like I said, try to avoid this little trail. Notice the trail kind of follows you and goes towards your characters. It takes me a minute to figure that out. Eventually I do. I rip off this back wall, which has very little awesomeness to it. However, behind there is a door, or actually it's a hack spot. So we'll switch on over to Miss Marvel, which after a quick little musical character session there, I finally get her. I hop inside, and I'm not sure if there's really a right or a wrong way to do this. I know that at the end you have to make it to that red switch and give it the old pow, which I did right now, and that completes that. However, there's multiple ways that you can flip that around and get there. There's a whole bunch of studs you can get or not get, I guess, too. Either way, we go ahead and we get through there, and oh no, we open this new door and a whole bunch of new scientists come out, and it looks like there might be another hack spot in the back. We'll have to wait and see. Look at that, there's some sort of a switch, so we'll push that and see what happens. You know, usually they say don't press the red switch, but we're gonna try our luck and see what happens when we press it. So here we go. Oh, that's right, She-Hulk got a little of that stuff on her. That's not good. All right, we push the switch, it goes green, and all of a sudden we got the big screen lit up there. Ooh, we got this little control panel over here too, and ooh, it's a puzzle. All right, so basically it gives us a cue here telling us that there's a solution to the puzzle somewhere in the room. We just got to figure out how to get to it. So after getting grabbed up by that symbiote stuff again, I go ahead and break free, and I make my way all the way over to the left-hand side. Now, there's this machine that says I need Thor, and really we just need somebody with the electrical ability, but that's going to be something for free play, I'm assuming, so we're going to come back to that in a little bit. Make sure you grab that bluesy in the corner. Don't want to miss that. And, okay, so there's this control panel here. We'll go ahead and walk up to it, but you got to be Spider-Man, but not just any Spider-Man. You got to be Spider-Man 2099. That's right, and I don't know if you have to say it like that, but you have to be him. So switch on over to him and get your beep-boop-boop-boop-boop on, and look at that. There is the solution right there. So we got this similar pattern here. I noticed there's two middle ones on the bottom, kind of the middle right ones on the middle, and then the three leftmost ones on the top. So once I get myself free here, I'm going to go ahead and step on those panels and light those up in the same order or same function as you see up top. Booyaka show!
Now that's a pretty big reactor.
Yeah, it powers most of the building. The fusion chamber looks empty, but if we can power it back up, then we might be able to use the elevator.
If and might, huh? Gotta love that confidence.
Powerball is the name of this game. Turns out there are two giant balls of power that need to be relocated from their current position into the middle here. And we got a few scientists with some symbiote on them. We'll go ahead and remove them first. And then we're going to need a little drum solo from old Spider-Gwen to go ahead and get through that shining wall right there. I don't know why the glass always glows like that. I've never seen a glass wall fluctuate color like that. But that being said, we'll go ahead and switch on over to her in a second here and get through there and get into that left room. Now, looks like there's some free play items around the area, and we'll go ahead and skip that. I hear Stan Lee in the background begging for some sort of freeing, but we can't waste our time on that right now. We'll be back for that in our free play. I'm pretty sure he's inside that rainbow brush over there on the left-hand side. Hey, Spider-Man got a little bit of that symbiote on him, which is never good, so we'll go ahead and remove it from him and get him back into our team, get him on the right side of things. And oh no, we are just getting all sorts of messed up here, are we not? All right, so I had trouble switching characters as well as getting jacked up by webs and symbiote stuffs. But as it turns out, we need to switch to She-Hulk because she can handle the radiation that's around the room in here. Now, I go inside here, and there's a couple of things I need to smash around. There we go. We got some glowing bricks now. We'll go ahead and build those bricks up into a push switch, which we've got red and green. As you guys know, red means stop, Green means go, so we'll go ahead and push on the green side and pump up that power node. And look at that, we've got a spinning fan, and oh, look at that. Conveniently enough, we already have another push lever over here. So push them both back to the wall, get those fans a spinning, and somehow those fans drain the room and give us access to a ladder on the right-hand side, which I'm not sure that makes a whole lot of sense, as we need to get up there, but we need She-Hulk once we're up there. So yeah, maybe once we got up there, you pull the handle and that drains the room. That would make more sense, as I don't understand how fans are draining the room. But anyhow, I took a wrong turn right there. I needed to go inside the glass. Up the ladder we go. And of course, spam, 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 spam. Look at that. Spider-Man's just waiting up there like, come on, man. What took you so long? We'll go ahead and get rid of the door and get inside. We're going to need somebody a little bit smarter than She-Hulk. No offense there, lady. But we'll hop in there, and now we've got control of the big flapper, as I mentioned earlier. So press right and left on your analog stick, and it should move those fins back and forth. The goal here is just to knock it down level by level through those holes. And yeah, you could waste a little time, I guess. This could take a while. You can go the long way all the way around. Look at me. I'm trying to take shortcuts. Oh, I didn't go far enough. That lower flap was in the way. We get it out of the way, and just in time too, because it drops down. And look at this. I didn't understand this either. It looks like only part of it goes through, but the whole thing, I don't know. Anyways, we got one power node ready to go, and for whatever reason, it unlocks the right side, which is convenient for us because we need to go there next. So we'll go ahead and hop down once we get control of our characters. And let's see here. What do we got? Oh, we need Ms. Marvel. We already saw that. We got a grate over here, and she is great. So we'll go ahead and slip on through to the other side. Look at that. We're up top here, and I got a little confused here. I did things backwards, so I wasn't sure what was going on. So I turned the power on. I should not have done that yet. I should have waited on the power. So I got an elevator back here, but there's nothing on it yet. So we gotta put something on that to make it happen. So I realized, okay, all the action's downstairs. Let's go ahead and go downstairs and figure out what we need to do next. And so I know we need to push this all the way down. However, there's power there. That is not good. So it takes me a second to figure out. I got to switch back up top, turn that power off, and yeah, that switch, not ready for it quite yet. Although I guess it does come in handy, because we need to, once we get the power off, we can push that push that power all the way down, whatever that is, that block, I guess, all the way down. No, go up top, back up top, Ryan. Come on. 3, 2, 1, figure it out. All right, hopefully we got it. So, yep, there we go. Gonna go back up through the grate, and once we get up there, we'll go ahead and flip that power off, and then we can get back down there and push that all the way down, because now the laser's out of the way as well. Third time's the charm, I guess. With some awkward jumping there. All right, so we can push it all the way down. If you have not already flipped that lever right next to me where I just walked by, go ahead and flip that so you can get that laser up top. So I push that all the way back into place. And now I can go ahead and lift the elevator up top. There we go. Going up. Little elevator music for you. And I'll go ahead and drop that into place. And luckily for us, that laser went away. I'm not sure why that did that, but we won't complain. We'll go ahead and knock this power node into its spot at the very end of the checkerboard path and try to avoid this bad guy that's doing a very awkward strafe. Stock much, buddy? Hopefully Spider-Gwen will take care of him for me. There's this really long sequence of this weird, like, I'm not sure why they chose to do this animation, but hey, it's cool, I guess. It drops it in through the tube, and then it goes up and around and right down into the flappers. And that's right, give it the old slapper with the flapper and get it back into place down below, and we should be good to go. All right, so it's giving us a big hint. Hey, you might want to use this control panel again. So luckily for us, Spider-Man's over here. We'll go ahead and get rid of the bad guy hanging out. And of course, approach the old console and spin to win, baby. That's right. So we'll go ahead and move that flap. That's right, going down. Next up, we got to spin it the opposite way to get it over to this hole. And this time I was ready for the lower flapper. I went a little bit too far, but that was good though, because now it's got plenty of room to drop down below. We'll spin it back into place, and in the hole you go. All right, so we now have both of those power nodes in there, and both lights are now green. Look at that spin and a winning. And look at that. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop. We got this door open on the far right side. We got some bad guys. Now, I'm pretty sure you could just beeline it straight for the door and get on out of here. But there is some studs and some carnage to take place here. However, I will say save your thumb power, as you've got plenty of cha-chawing coming up in this next room here, as we've got kind of the battle of the century. I guess I wouldn't call it the century, but it's definitely a pretty intense battle. So let's go check it out.
There!
Gwen, there's bound to be a trap. Venom? Carnage? Or is it Carnom or Venage? Do you have a business card?
Whatever. Amazing what they can do in these labs.
Gotham's using the Nexus to control them.
Welcome to the party.
We must obey. Squish the spider.
Me?
Squish all the spiders.
Ah, thanks. That's much clearer.
Destroy! Ha ha ha! Destroy!
Yeah, this does not look good for our heroes. However, we've got some good button mashing skills, so we should be okay. Essentially, all you need to do is really focus on the big guy and try to take him out as quickly as possible. Now, there's all sorts of little guys that are thrown as distractions, and they can certainly make this whole boss battle take a heck of a lot longer. My best piece of advice for you is to focus on the big guy and the big guy only. Now, I haven't really figured out if one attack works better than the other or if one character has more strength than the other. I did find out, though, that staying up close and personal is definitely doing more damage, or at least it seems to be, than shooting like webs or anything from a distance. Now, they all seem to hurt him, but I think it's going to take like 1,000 webs where it'll only take like 25 punches. So it seems a lot more efficient to use the old pow right in the kissa instead of the old web flinga from a dista. Does that work? I don't know. It was close. I need your judgment on that. Does that one work or not? It was a little bit of a stretch. Speaking of stretch, we got Ms. Marvel out, and she's got them long go-go gadget arms, which certainly seem like they are doing the most damage on these little scientists, and we'll go ahead and continue to use them on old Carnom. That's right. Well, and I have to kind of give you a little warning too, so don't get too excited once you get that meter all the way down, because that's actually only the first part of the battle, as most of these levels are proving to show that there's actually more than one boss on each level. And that's kind of one of my complaints of the repetitiveness. You know, we get to the end and we fight a boss and then we beat him and we're like, yeah, we got him. And then the game's like, haha, you thought that was the boss? Here's another boss. And then you got to basically fight another guy, which I understand. It's cool that we're going through all of these different bosses and we get to go through all this Marvel history. Like there's a lot of stuff that I'm learning that I had no clue about characters, where they came from, what powers they have, things like that. But at the same time, like, come on, switch it up. Give me some ships to blow up or chase around or pew pew, or let me get on a big cannon and blow up some flying thing. Like change it up a little bit rather than me just running from here to there and smashing some buttons and then going to here to there and then fighting a boss. And then, oh wait, that wasn't the boss. We got another boss. All right. So again, I'm definitely having fun, but you know, I'm hoping for some change. I'm hoping for some change. Now, this was a little bit weird too. So like, okay, here I am, you know, making note of these repetitive boss battles. Now, how fun is this? I'm literally right on his undercarriage, just giving the old cha-cha-cha-cha. There's really no method to this. I die a couple of times, but it seems worth it. Like, it seems like just letting him hit me, and at the same time too, I don't know if you noticed this, he seems to smash his little cronies that are coming out too every once in a while, and when he does that, a heart gets displayed. So you'll see that like I'm losing a little bit of health, but I'm also gaining some almost every time he steps. Now that doesn't prove true every time, but most of the time it does. And look at that, see, I let him knock me all the way back because I really just wanted to see his health meter. Like, am I getting close? Is it halfway yet? In fact, it's well over halfway, and that works out just fine for me. So I'm going to get up close and personal again, and of course finish him off with the old cha 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 cha. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how we finish them. It is, but that was a little too early for me to get into that little rhythm of song and dance. And so, all right, so at this point, I feel like I'm not gaining any ground. Look, there's no health meter. What is going on here? All of a sudden, I rip out his tongue. It gives me an option to spam, 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 spam. So I do that, and I rip out his tongue, and guess what? We are done. Oh, yeah.
like I always say. You want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
Any ideas?
You monster!
Me, the monster? Now, come on. That's rich.
That makes 2 for our team, guys.
Want to join us on our ride against Kang?
We can catch up later. Got some other business first.
And I'll lend you a hand. Looks like you need it.
Okay, see you back at the mansion.
Booyaka Show! Carnom-Nom-Nom. That's definitely a cool trophy name. And hey, check this out. We've got the Symbiote Surprise comic level complete free play unlocked, which means we've got that gold brick. Thank you very much. How we do on the studdage? Ooh, only halfway. So, yeah, we've got enough to get our first pink brick. I'm not sure why we haven't done that yet. I'd have to ask the guy who's controlling this. Oh, wait, that's me. That being said, we might go do that soon. I have this weird thing about getting all of the collectibles, including the gold bricks, which those gold bricks are relevant to our True Believer stud requirements. And if I get all those now, I'm going to feel like I'm ahead of myself. So I'm going to wait a little bit. And basically what we'll do is we'll finish up the story videos. And then once we get done with those, we'll go ahead and do a preparing for free play and free roam. And we'll buy all the pink bricks that we can. Now, I know that's kind of counterproductive because we could have a lot more studs later than sooner, but anyways. That's going to wrap it up for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, Level 12, Symbiote Surprise Story. Hopefully you guys understand why we're waiting on the pink brick. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make sense. You can go buy it right now. If you got a 100K and you want to go buy it, feel free to do it. As for me, I'm going to wait. And, hey, check out the Thumbie Must See video if you have not already. And, hey, guys, that's it for me. As always, until next time.